y'all. 105.1 is the Breakfast Club. We have a special guest in the building from the Chi-Town.
And he smelled like the finest of Kush right now, baby.
Mr. Chief Keef.
Absolutely.
New York, what up?
First of all, let's be clear. Chief Keef is only 16, so don't be in it. Oh, you're not? Why does everybody say you're only 16 years old?
They say what they want to say.
How old
How old are you?
300.
Death going crazy.
Da Vinci.
Hello everyone, my name is Yoshimi. I've been going on a big Chicago drill kick lately. Drill music has always been one of my favorite genres of music since I first listened to Chief Keef's Finally Rich album in late middle school way back when. Ever since then, I have been a huge fan of Chief Keef and the Chicago drill scene in general, with Keef being one of my favorite artists of all time. So when I was approached by 1K Dev 1 to cover their extensive, in-depth iceberg on the history of Chief Keef and Glow Gang, I knew I had to cover this immediately. So thank you for spending the time creating this iceberg and providing me with a ton of links, informations, pictures, and even the background music you're going to hear throughout this video so that I may bring you this video tonight. Please check out their Instagram and the other work that they do. I will leave a link in the description below. So without further ado, we present to you the Chief Keef Iceberg Explained. The entire top row of this iceberg consists of Sosa's most popular songs. These include I Don't Like, Finetto, Earned It, Hate Being Sober, and arguably his most popular song, Love Sosa. These helped Chief Keef blow up and gain prominence in not only the Chicago drill scene, but in the music industry as a whole, leading to Chief Keef's music bringing the Chicago drill scene to viral stardom and even changing and revolutionizing rap and trap music as a whole. Each of these tracks have music videos to accompany them and have all racked up millions of views, further cementing Keef's legacy into internet stardom and seeing him rise from a trapper on the streets of Chicago to one of the most influential music artists of our generation. Starting off row 2, we have GBE or Glory Boys Entertainment. After Chief Keef signed to Interscope Records, Keef established his label imprint, which was Glory Boys Entertainment. This was established in 2011 and consisted of various close associates of Sosa, including rapper and cousin Fredo Santana, Lil Reese, producer Young Chop, Tato, Ball Out, Trey Savage, and more. While not a full record label, the group went on to release several mixtapes and albums, including Chief Keef's Finally Rich, with an album by Lil Reese as well as several more mixtapes set to be released. However, in 2014, the GBE name was dropped and the label eventually became Glow Gang. Next, we have Lil Reese. Lil Reese is a rapper from Chicago who has worked with other artists including Lil Durk, Meek Mill, and Jeezy. Lil Reese garnered attention after appearing on Chief Keef's track I Don't Like and released several other mixtapes, allowing him to gain even more traction in the Chicago drill scene and even landing a deal with Def Jam Records. He is known as one of the godfathers of drill music and is not only known and respected for his work in the studio, but also his work in the streets as a well-respected Chirac Savage way before he blew up rapping. However, Little Reese isn't without his problems, often dipping into street life and getting into trouble with the law and internet itself. Sometime in 2019, a video surfaced of Reese getting into an altercation with a woman, beating her up badly as the video plays. This caught the attention of the internet, leading to Reese issuing an apology for his actions seen in the video. 2019 continued to be a horrible year for Reese police as he was both beat down by rival gang members and even being shot in the neck by a group of masked gunmen while out driving in the suburbs of Chicago. He was shot again earlier this year, but has survived the incident as well. Overall, Reese could have been just as big as Durk and Keef, but just couldn't leave the street life behind. The 6ix9ine beef refers to an admittedly pretty ridiculous beef between Chief Keef and notorious snitch and hip-hop's biggest clown Tekashi 6ix9ine. Essentially what happened is that 6ix9ine initially began his beef with Tato, a fellow rapper and key figure in Sosa's inner circle. 6ix9ine eventually carried this beef on to include Keef himself. After the song I Killed People by Trippie Redd, Chief Keef, and Tato was released and was perceived as a diss towards the rainbow-haired bridge troll himself. This beef escalated with 6ix9ine running his mouth on social media every chance he got, even making this now hilarious video of him dissing all 3 of the Chirac drill rappers as Cuban Doll takes her dog and quickly leaves, possibly fearing the repercussions of what even being in this video may bring. Eventually, after about a month of beefing, on June 2nd, 2018, shots were fired at Chief Keef and his crew as they were returning to the W Hotel in Times Square in New York. Fortunately, no one was injured during the incident, but it was clear both Sosa and the hip-hop community may have had a clue as to who was behind it, even being later found out that 6ix9ine put a $20,000 hit on Keef. Sosa and affiliates refused to speak on the situation, but were not letting this slide. In true 6ix9ine fashion, the rapper continued to diss and make a fool of himself in this situation, even at one point making a trip to Chicago and even visiting the infamous O Block, where Chief Keef and other Chicago legends once resided. Keef and Lil Reese eventually went out looking for 6ix9ine himself, but nothing ever came out of it. Ultimately, this was just a blatantly stupid and ultimately one-sided publicity stunt that would only serve to further cement 6ix9ine as an absolute cornball of a human being. Next we have Bouncin'. Bouncin' is the 3rd track off the second half of Keef's second studio album, Bang 3. Bouncin' is often known for several memes and semi-comical lyrics, including a part where Sosa mumbles something incoherent during verse 1, and even the now legendary line, "I think my chopper gay so I pulled it out the closet." The track is a banger, honestly, and a highlight off the album. Laughin' to the Bank is the 7th track on Chief Keef's debut studio album, Finally Rich. The track features Sosa literally laughing as he flexes on the lames and the ops as he gets the bag for rapping while they all stay hatin'. Fun fact for recurring viewers of this channel, this is probably the partial inspiration for Cemetery's signature ha sound. That's It is a pretty memorable song and music video by Chief Keef, featuring the slurred yet melodic flow that we would come to see and enjoy in hip-hop and trap music only a few years later. What's kinda strange about this track is that it was originally released in 2013 with the music video that accompanied it promoting 2 mixtapes at the end, Bang 2 and Almighty So. Despite this, the track is nowhere to be found on either mixtape to my knowledge and was instead featured on the Leak Volume 3 mixtape that was released later in 2015. Swag refers to the 18th track on one of my personal favorite mixtapes, Back from the Dead 2. Sosa has stated that this was his favorite track off the mixtape and it remained an underrated classic amongst fans since its release. 300 is the 13th track off the GBE for Greater Glory mixtape released in 2012. The term 300 refers to the 300 Clique, a faction within the Black Disciples that Chief Keef is a part of. The track also makes mention of Tuka, who many Chiracologists may know as one of the most disrespected names in rap history and where the area Tukaville gets its name from. 300 later went on to have a remix on the deluxe edition of Finally Rich that featured Rick Ross. Finally Rich is the debut studio album by Chief Keef. The album was released on December 18, 2012 and was supported by 3 of Chief Keef's most successful singles, I Don't Like, Love Sosa, and Hate Being Sober. The album has guest appearances including Rick Ross, 50 Cent and Wiz Khalifa, Lil Reese, Young Jeezy, French Montana, and more. The album is significant in Sosa's discography, being a huge hit for the music artist and containing some of his most recognizable work and songs. It has since gone certified gold and remains one of Chief Keef's most celebrated works. Sosa Chamberlain is the 3rd track off the self-released Sorry for the Wait mixtape. The track features Keef explaining the meaning behind Glow Gang as well as makes several references to basketball legends, with the song title being a reference to Wilt Chamberlain, known for his unstoppable scoring ability that was unmatched at the time. Wilt Chamberlain also claimed to have slept with 20,000 women in his life, as stated in his book A View from Above, so do with that what you will. Kobe refers to the 14th track off the Finally Rich album. Kobe is an obvious reference to the basketball legend and Chief Keef's favorite basketball player, Kobe Bryant. The track features a more confrontational approach that Sosa takes with his flow, referencing that he has been ballin' so hard that they swear he Kobe Bryant. The track is one of my favorites off the album, personally. Starting off row 3, we have Bang 2. Bang 2 is a self-released mixtape by Chief Keef. It is rather divisive in the music community, with many critics giving the mixtape largely negative reviews due to several factors, including repetitive song structure, poor mixing and production, as well as Sosa's unintelligible flow. However, that's kind of bullshit considering Bang 2 paved the way for a lot of tropes that we would see in other hugely influential projects in music moving forward, which critics then would praise and hold to high regard. Almighty So is the 9th mixtape by Chief Keef and one of my personal favorites. Released on October 12, 2013, the mixtape features some of the most unique and heavy-hitting beat and vocal work out of Sosa's entire discography, with thick, bludgeoning 808s, unique vocal changes, and bangers back to back. No skips on this mixtape at all, and every time you listen to it, it feels like you really are finding a new sound they added every time. The Katy Perry beef refers to a pretty off-the-wall and hilarious beef between Chief Sosa and critically acclaimed pop star Katy Perry. The beef started with Katy Perry making remarks about hate being sober after hearing it on the radio, stating, "Just heard a new song on the radio called I Hate Being Sober. I now have serious doubt for this world." Keef was not happy with this and went on to tweet that bitch Katy Perry can suck skin off my dick, stating that he would smack the shit out of her and that he had a new song named after the singer coming soon. After this altercation, Katy Perry would actually go on to apologize, stating that, "Mr. Keef, I'm sorry if I offended you. I heard a lot of people guesting on the song and didn't even know it was you in particular. Actually, I'm a fan of your Don't Like music video, TBH. I was really just having a general opinion about our generation's desire to be constantly intoxicated." Chief Keef would also go on to apologize as well, saying, "Oh, I'm sorry too then," with the rest being history. The Vaughn, Kanye, and Melly studio session refers to this legendary video featuring Chief Keef, Kanye West, Chicago legend King Von, and Florida's own YNW Melly all in one room making absolute bangers together in the booth. This video especially hurts to watch though, as King Von tragically lost his life on November 6, 2020 during a shootout outside a club in Atlanta, Georgia, and Melly is currently facing the death penalty for an alleged murder of two of his closest associates. The Lean and Xan era of Chief Keef refers to two eras in Sosa's career and life where he was either under the influence of Lean or Xanax. Many Keef fans discussed the difference in Sosa's musical composition during these eras, including discussions of different flows, beats, and overall vibe and style, with some even reminiscing about which era of music is their favorite. There are 2 videos on YouTube by the channel O Block Records that archive several vlogs, videos, and songs from both eras that you can check out in the description below. She Think I'm Cute, She Wanna Have Sex refers to a short comical video of Chief Keef in a car stating the famous line while one-handedly opening a sealed pint of Activist. It's pretty funny, honestly. Ending off row 3, Autism rumors refers to how some people thought Sosa had autism because of his demeanor in interviews when he was younger. However, this was just due to him becoming famous at such a young age and being thrusted into stardom so quickly. Starting off row 4, Glovo refers to the highly anticipated yet unreleased mixtape by Chief Keef and Drake that was rumored to be released sometime in 2015. This came from several Instagram posts and stories seemingly teasing a collaborative tape coming from the 2 hip-hop heavyweights. However, nothing really came out of it and the tape seemingly faded into obscurity. Sosa and Drake are still cool though, with Chief Keef modeling for OVO earlier this year. Ramsey the Great is an American producer and rapper known for producing songs for Chief Keef, FBG Duck, Billionaire Black, and more. Ramsey has ran into trouble with the law several times, including an armed robbery charge Sosa was involved in and arrested for, but had the charges later dropped. Ramsey is currently serving a 10-year prison sentence for pimping out his girlfriend over social media, to which he claimed Chief Keef snitched him out for, stating, "The reason I'm in this bitch is cause Chief Keef old lame ass hired a private investigator and want to make up all kinds of crazy shit and want to dig up lies." Ramsey said, "Folks really snitching. That dude snitching on shit that don't have nothing to do with him." Hashtag Getting Tip refers to an infamous Instagram photo of Chief Keef getting head that got his IG banned in 2012. The original post has been taken down for obvious reasons, but you can still find it on Twitter from time to time. Beamer music refers to what was originally thought to be a new music project by Chief Keef that was going to be released. However, it was later disproved by artist Color Formula, stating that it was just art that Sosa wanted in 2013. Okay, settle in because this one's kinda long. The OTF beef refers to that despite the fact both Chief Keef and OTF founder and rapper Lil Durk hail from around the same area in Chicago, as well as being a part of the same Black Disciple set OTF 300, the two have seemed to have a rocky relationship throughout both their careers. The beef is kind of a confusing history, with Durk not knowing Keef as much as he knew associates such as Fredo Santana and Lil Reese, and Chief Keef not really knowing Durk as well, with the two only having one song together and both have only made one appearance in each other's videos. There still is a story to be told here, so bear with me. So essentially, while Keef and Fredo were paving their own way in the music industry, forming labels such as GBE and Savage Squad Records, Durk had also started his own movement with OTF, which stands for Only the Family. Many analysis and followers of the Chicago drill scene make note that while OTF as a movement was much different from OTF 300, the street gang, it did appear as though Chief Keef and Durk had somewhat of a close relationship until about 2013. The relationship soon changed as Durk was arrested on gun charges, to which Keef allegedly refused to pay the $10,000 bail. Durk would remain silent about the situation to Keef, but this was later thrown out the window when Sosa tweeted at him one day stating, "What happened to OTF? You ain't rocking with it no more?" Many wonder if this was a genuine question by Sosa or an aggressive dig at Durk and his allegiance to his gang. Regardless, Durk had fired back at Keef stating that "fuck GBE bitch" and that "you would be dead if it wasn't for 300. However, this was only a small altercation, with an alleged phone call taking place with the two squashing it. Durk would later go on to do small sneak disses on Keef, rejecting Sosa's love for ATVs and declaring that dirt bikes were superior. But another beef occurred when a Chief Keef impersonation account commented under one of Chief Keef's close friends, Capo's Instagram post saying, "Fuck Lil Durk," to which Capo replied, "Lil Durk and his whole crew were bitches." Durk was justifiably angry at this and even threatened to break Capo's jaw if he kept running his mouth. Capo was quick to try and make amends with this situation though, praising OTF Nunu, despite all these little disses here and there. Things seemed to just fizzle out and nothing really came of it. The beef would be reignited though, due to Lil Durk's verse in the Chirac remix, a verse which could be interpreted as either Durk dissing Sosa for not keeping it real and remembering where he came from, or that Durk was going to be famous for longer and have his money up, while Chief Keef would lose all his money and fade away into obscurity. Regardless, this would cause Chief Keef to later support the remix done by The Game and Tyga, to which Durk stated that Keef had disrespected Chicago by doing so. However, Sosa only meant to disrespect Durk and get under his skin by doing so. Despite this and the Game/Tyga remix making no diss to Chicago whatsoever, nothing else has really come of this beef since then, with the two rappers doing their own things and paving their own paths. The allergies entry refers to Chief Keef's real allergies to peanuts and lobsters and even possibly other seafood. The Category Boys refers to a group of rappers that Chief Keef had signed from Detroit, Michigan. The group consisted of Rokane, Smoke Camp Chino, and Snap Dogs. Not much info is known about the group, so if you know anything, let me know in the comments below. 30 Choppas refers to a song and music video by Chicago rapper and producer Boss Top and Lil Durk released on June 10th, 2013 that features Chief Keef in the video. You can see him right here. IDBHIWL stands for I don't buy hoes, I buy whole lots. Grim Reaper is a song by Chief Keef and Glow Gang member Tarantino, released in 2015. The song was produced by Keef and DP Beats, and a music video for it was released in 2016, which remains pretty obscure with only about 40,000 views on it at the time of writing. Dirt Cheap refers to a song by Gucci Mane that featured a Chief Keef verse in 2013. However, the version of Dirt Cheap that dropped did not have the Sosa verse. In Sosa's many beefs, the Migos is on that list. You see, this beef apparently all started when allegedly Georgia rap trio Migos were reportedly robbed by rapper J Money in Memphis, to which Keef exposed the robbery and clowned them for it. Migos would go on to sneak diss Keef in the song Broken Knees, with Keef firing back stating, "Warning, diss records lead to a lot more." The two parties would go back and forth with each other, with Migos threatening to pull up to Chirac and even Chief Keef and Capo confronting the trio at a restaurant. Several diss songs were released between the two and even included Lil Durk and Shy Glizzy at one point. This would ultimately lead to the Migos getting jumped after a show in 2014, with Quavo's chain getting snatched and Chief Keef posting about it on Instagram. Despite this, the beef would eventually fizzle out and a photo would be posted featuring the two groups in 2014. White Chick Sosa refers to an OVO prank call from 2012. Could not find much else on it. Lucky Sign refers to a tweet Chief Keef had made about the Chicago rapper and record producer Lucky being the newest member of Glow Gang in 2015 when he was still known as Lucky X. Lucky is no longer a part of Glow Gang, but the two rappers are still cool with each other. GGP, or Glow Gang Production, was a short-lived producer group consisting of Chief Keef, DP Beats, and Ace Banks. Diaper Bandit refers to a pretty hilarious and well-known nickname for Boss Top given by DJ Academics after an incident that took place in Chief Keef's mansion in which Boss Top stole diapers and baby clothes from Keef's daughter. Boss Top has a lot of history of being kind of a clown and doing a lot of stupid shit, so it's not surprising. GBSB refers to the combination of Chief Keef's Glory Boys and Fat Trell's Slutty Boys group. Cook Sosa refers to a mixtape released by Cook LaFleur and Chief Keef that was produced entirely by Chief Keef himself. Filling Me Up refers to a song by Atlanta rapper and producer Uno the Activist that uses a very similar flow to Chief Keef's song Me off the Almighty So mixtape. Just Glow Deletion refers to an incident in which rapper Just Glow is seen deleting Chief Keef songs in 2014. A video of this incident was even captured showing this. Booty Shakin' Ass Rappers refers to an onstage rant by Chief Keef in which he claims all these sus colored hair rappers shaking their asses will end in 2017. If only he knew then. Campaign Sosa 300 refers to an old Instagram account of Chief Keef's that got disabled in 2012. And ending off tier 4, we have Lolo, which is the nickname of Chief Keef's mom, who has appeared in several interviews talking about her son's upbringing and life in Chicago in general.
Dev going crazy. Dev going crazy.
Starting off row 5, we have the Tato eye patch. This refers to the fact that Tato had an eye patch for a while in 2013 after he was shot in the eye with a paintball. You can see it in various pictures from around that time. Keke Palmer is an American actress and singer from Harvey, Illinois. She has been mentioned in several Chief Keef songs and even appeared in photos and Instagram posts with GBE members. However, this was cut short when a fake sex tape featuring GBE Tato surfaced, with many believing that the woman in the video was Palmer herself. However, this was simply untrue and the rest is history. OG April Fools refers to a version of the song April Fools by Chief Keef that features another beat than the one released. Hashtag Fat Bitch Make Me a Beat refers to the first post on Sosa's Chief Keef Sosa account after he gotten the other one deleted for the post about him getting top. The post was a photo of producer Young Chop on the couch while Chief Keef was messing with him. Adriana's refers to Chief Keef's very first live show on November 24th, 2011. A video can be seen of this performance shot by DJ Ken All or Nothing and features a young Chief Keef in that classic True Religion denim jacket. The Brain beef refers to a beef Chief Keef had with producer The Brain. Essentially, the beef boiled down to something about Sosa not crediting Brain on certain songs or paying him what he owed. The Brain also stated that he was mad at Keef for putting the track No up as a single on iTunes before discussing The Brain's payment for making the beat. Fat Trell Money refers to a song by Slutty Boys founder Fat Trell, with the music video featuring a cameo by Chief Keef. The 10K ATV refers to how after Lil Durk called out Sosa for not helping him pay out his $10,000 bond, Keef posted a photo of a new ATV that he had bought for that much as a means to clown on Lil Durk and essentially call him broke. The Jet Li video refers to an unreleased music video for Chief Keef's song Jet Li that was released in 2013. While no official video for the song exists, various edits and unofficial music videos were made and uploaded to YouTube. The THF beef refers to another beef Chief Keef had found himself in with members of THF or Trigger Happy Family, a street gang in Chicago that occupied 3 different CHA buildings in Kenwood. Many guessed that they were GD/MC sets that flipped BD in the early 2000s, absorbing smaller GD sets around the area once the drill era started popping off. A lot of the beef is rumors and speculation, with many discussing that it was related to the GBE versus OTF beef with THF goons getting involved. Others say that Capo had shot at THF members members once and that was the reason. Again, a lot of hearsay and rumors, nothing really concrete. Frank Sosa refers to an art book created by Chief Keef and Frank 151 that features several pieces of art and photographs from many different fans and contributors based on the rapper's style and aesthetics. You can still purchase the book over at the Frank 151 website as well if you want to take a look at some of the art that this book contains. Favorite song refers to the list of Chief Keef's favorite songs of all time. These include Gucci Mane's entire catalog and mostly his songs, with the number one song he loves being Love Sosa. I Know Made in 20 Minutes refers to the 13th track off the Almighty So mixtape being made in only 20 minutes. Honestly, even if it was made in that short a time frame, it's still a banger. A Few Plays is a song by Lil Flash off his Flash Bandicoot mixtape that features Chief Keef, though he is mostly ad-libbing. Carrots refers to another song by Lil Flash that features Chief Keef, though this one is unreleased. The creator of this ICEBERG, 1K Dev 1, actually reached out to Lil Flash on FaceTime a couple years ago asking if Lil Flash had the song at all. Their Reddit post goes as follows. I just talked to Flash on FaceTime and asked him if he had it. He said yeah, so I said prove it. Sing a part of the song. He got to singing the chorus and parts we ain't heard yet. He really got it. He said he might put it on a tape this month, but he has new shit with Sosa he'd rather put. He says he don't like Carrots no more, LMFAO. He said if we wanted it, we would have to send him money for it. He told me that's one song no one ever got, but since he don't like it, he want to sell it. I got his number if anyone's interested. We could do a group buy. Bloody Mary refers to how there was a No Jumper interview with Selena Powell and her friend, and the friend says Chief Keef would pipe her on her period and call her Bloody Mary. Shorty Gang refers to an unreleased song by Chief Keef. You were able to listen to it on YouTube through O Block Records YouTube channel. Glow Gang Twins refers to a rap duo from Bloomington, Indiana that were apparently a part of Glow Gang for a short while and even had tracks with Capo and Lil Flash. It's largely unknown who they were or where they came from, but many believe that they were some suburban rich kids just trying to bite a style and were possibly Keef and Gang Zam plugs back when Sosa was on that kind of stuff. There's even a pretty wild story by Reddit user RFEJ about how he met the Glow Gang Twins at an Indiana university, with the short version essentially being that they were really just rich white kids who have parents richer than Sosa and are buff. How they met Glow is that they walked over to Keef's house in Northbrook. Tato and Peta wanted them to leave, but Sosa got them in. Glow Gang Twins sold drugs for Keef to get into the Glow Gang. Keef was very private and never let Glow Gang Twins record videos of them in the house. Glow Gang Twins also said Keef was the master of the Glow Gang, and all Glow catered to Keef with anything. Keef is boss, and the OP is still kind of friends with Glow Gang Twins to this day. Food Fight refers to an unreleased full mixtape by Lil Flash that was produced entirely by Chief Keef. You can listen to the whole thing on SoundCloud though. Chris Chaney refers to an unknown producer who has produced several songs for Chief Keef, including Office, Run 'Em Over, Police, and more. Very little is known about the producer or who they even are. 2929 Productions refers to a YouTube channel of the same name that hosts several Chief Keef songs, snippets, clips, half songs, and more. They were active until about a year ago, with their last video being uploaded on Halloween of 2020. This is the OG cover for Back from the Dead. It's pretty cool and I prefer it much more to the original. Nobody 3 refers to an unreleased third project by Chief Keef in the Nobody series of mixtapes. Very little information about the mixtape is known aside from the producers that were set to work on the project. Cash and Keef's mom refers to an incident in which FBG rapper Cash Out 063 claimed to have slept with Sosa's mother, Lolita Cozart. Cash Out attempted to back his claims by videoing himself calling Keef's mother, to which many tried to discredit the video, stating that it was not Keef's mom. However, in the trailer for the documentary The Real Ingredients of OG Sosa, she confirmed this, stating, "That I think that's when I knew how dangerous it was. It was because I was betrayed," she said. "This is an 8-year-old friend. This guy actually set me up on a phone call. I don't want to talk about it no more. That's too much for me, kid." 4CGG refers to Four Corner Glow Gang. These are Keef's homies from out west Chicago, including Scooter and Main. Ending off row 5, we have Patna Dem. This was a song from 2010 shouting out his homies at the time. Starting off row 6, we have J-Meek. J-Meek was simply Keef's girlfriend in 2012. I Gotta Spoil Myself refers to Keef's IG bio when he had just created the Chief Keef Sosa handle in 2012. The Young Snake beef refers to how big homie / Chicago rapper Young Snake claims Chief Keef is really from the 100s in Chicago and not from O-Block or Front Street like Keef claims. Tato Hennessy refers to an unreleased Tato song from 2015 that Keef produced. Smart Mouth refers to a Gucci Mane song from King Gucci that Keef produced in 2015. The FYB J-Mane diss refers to how in the unreleased song Hit the Floor, Keef says, "You think you fresh cause you wear Burberry polos, bitch. Back in 2012 I beat and stole your shit." Keef is referring to the J-Mane video claiming that he robbed J-Mane in 2012. This is likely true. Even J-Mane has admitted to an altercation with Keef back in Chicago. So this entry is kind of different depending on who you ask. But essentially the true meaning behind the Back from the Dead mixtape title is that sometime in December of 2011, Keef got caught with a gun in his possession and either did the race or flashed the gun at the police. Either way, the police did shoot at Sosa, found the gun, and he was put on house arrest for possession charge. Despite this, rumors around the street at the time started to float around that Sosa was actually shot and killed by the police instead of surviving it. This rumor caught the attention of rival Set 63rd/STL, who celebrated the police gunning down Sosa. But in an ironic twist of fate, Keef wound up clowning the whole set when he emerged back on the scene and dropped his now infamous mixtape, aptly named Back from the Dead. Nobody's Real Producers refers to how 12 Million didn't really produce all of the songs on Nobody 1 and 2. He lied and stole credit for them. For example, Gooey was produced by ISO and Ozone. The Blurry video refers to a supposed music video for the song Blurry by Chief Keef. There is actually a video for Blurry, but we can't find the video, and it was filmed in Chief Keef's LA mansion. Tato was jumping around and throwing money, and Keef was wearing the blue leather fur hooded coat in the snippet. The Glory Life or No Life Yekum jackets refers to how Capo promised the free Glow Gang Yekum jacket to the first 50 people that bought his mixtape Glory Life or No Life 2. Here's what they look like. It is currently unknown if they were ever released and who got them. The unfinished Gucci tattoo refers to the tattoo that Chief Keef didn't finish of the Gucci logo on his stomach for a long time. There are a lot of videos and photos in which you can see that this was only half done in 2012, the video for Foreign Cars being an example. Next we have Capo's cousin. This entry refers to the fact that Chief Keef dated Capo's female cousin in 2013. Why T-Slick is locked up. This entry refers to how T-Slick was locked up for aggravated discharge of a firearm. It is believed that he supposedly took the charge for Keef and is serving time for it in 2012 because he saw that Keef was a rising star. Chief Keef Sosa Baby is the first handle of Chief Keef on Instagram. A Millie Glow is Keef's hairstylist. Yeah Yeah and Runt are both songs by Atlanta rap legend Young Thug. They both use the same or very similar beat to that of Savage by Chief Keef. One It All refers to the King Louie and Lil Durk video that Chief Keef was in that was shot on the same day as Love Sosa. Hot sauce refers to when Young Chop told somebody to drink a whole bottle of hot sauce for Doritos Day in 2016, and as it turns out, somebody actually did just that. Chanel refers to two things. One is that it was Chief Keef's dog's name from 2013 that he gave to one of his maids before leaving his Northbrook mansion. It also refers to the name of a Just Glow track Chief Keef produced. Homecoming 2012 refers to when Keef and Ball Out went to their high school homecoming in 2012. They were both wearing all white, with Keef wearing a white Ferrari jacket that you can see here. Grape Gang and Pear Gang. These entries refer to the leakers from 2016/2017 that are responsible for leaks like None to Me, Red, Mikasa, and more. Chicago Mania refers to the name of Keef's first mixtape from 2008. Wolf the Boss 700 refers to an LA Crip that Keef was close with. He passed away in 2015. Keef opened a weed dispensary in LA with him. The Tay 600 beef refers to yet another beef in this extensive list of people that hate Chief Keef. Keef tweeted about Tay 600 being on the cover of Colors, but not actually on the song. In another beef, the King Peno beef refers to a beef in which a relatively unknown rapper named King Peno dropped a song featuring Chief Keef without Keef's knowledge or permission. The track's producers, Protege Beats and Year Beats, allegedly played the single for Peno, who took the song and added his verse to it. Sosa made mention of this on Twitter, stating that, "I heard this King Peno guy living off the fake emoji song. I don't know him. The producer snuck him in the song, and he acting like we associate." YPM Boomtown, also known as 19-year-old college student Ulysses Chris Gissendaner III, was an up-and-coming Chicago rapper and Chief Keef's half-brother by marriage. Gissendaner was shot in the back of the head on January 2nd after visiting an uncle in West Pullman. Gissendaner was shot in a car near 124th and Union. Gissendaner was soon taken to Roseland Hospital, where he died. After this, many members of Keef's family were quick to disassociate with Boomtown, stating that he was not family, and Keef even having the same view. 757 Tato refers to how Tato was originally a GD from the low end, the Lawless buildings on 35th, 757 to be exact. Football simply refers to the fact that Keef played high school football. Choppa was responsible for saving a lot of the Hang With videos from 2013 to 2014. G Flores was responsible for leaks and also a known liar in the Chief Keef subreddit. MOB Dusky was a Chicago rapper and member of MOB, a gangster disciple set located in Chicago. On October 9, 2018, Dusky was shot in the head just before 4 p.m. in the 5600 block of South Michigan Avenue, according to Chicago police. Police and Cook County Medical Examiner's Office said the man, 25-year-old Ventraiz Chris, was shot in the head, with a 20-year-old woman being struck in her left foot. It has been rumored that Keef was rumored to have shot at Dusky in retaliation for Lil Steve, who was killed by MOB. Keef was close with Steve. The fake guns entry refers to that how it is said by some that Keef was never actually around any real guns since he was arrested for aiming a gun at a cop in 2012. Some say all the guns Chief Keef has ever been with were props since then. Kinda makes sense since Keef was arrested for that interview at a gun range for wielding a real gun. Starting off row 7, we have Off the Loud. This is a 2012 feature that can't be found anymore. The creator of this ICEBERG though does have a copy of the song. The Wild 100s refers to how Keef is actually rumored to be from the 100s in deep Southside Chicago, and not really from O Block or Front Street. Choppas refers to an unreleased song produced by Mexico Drip in 2013. Glock 40 on the Beat refers to a beat tag from a Hang With stream in 2013. Keef and Ballout were listening to beats sent to Keef's email, and he opened one that he thought was bad that had the tag Glock 40 on the beat, and Keef and Ballout were laughing, saying who the fuck that is, etc. The Sug Says beef is a beef where one of Keef's old homies, GBE Success, stopped fucking with each other around 2012 for unknown reasons. Ballout posted a photo from 2012 on his story recently that had a rat emoji over SD and Success's faces. Plymouth Township refers to a photo from 2012 of Chief Keef being put into a Plymouth Township squad car. What if I told you there was 2 Chief Keefs? Yes, that's right. Chief Keef's uncle, who is a respected OG, went by that name. That's where Sosa got his name from. He also got the I flow from OG Chief Keef as well. OG Chief Keef had an AK-47 with a scope on it as well. Justin Bieber Nightclub 2012 refers to a super rare video from 2012 of Justin Bieber and his crew running into Keef outside a Chicago nightclub. Keef was wearing the iconic Burberry shirt and white jeans. Young Sta was one of Keef and Capo's closest homies. They have a song from 2008 that you can view on YouTube. His IG is at Youngsta No Sleep. Turbo Per Hour refers to the alias for a dude from the Keef subreddit that ran on 6ix9ine's stage and punched him for Keef. Real Best Friend refers to when Keef made an IG post of Tarantino back in 2012, saying that he's the definition of a real one and that if he had to pick one true best friend, it would be Tarantino. Blew My High 2 refers to how there was a song that was rumored to be Blew My High Part 2. It was actually made by Loverboy, people just thought it was Keef. Veil Leak. Ending off row 7, we have the Veil Leaks, who is just a leaker in the Chief Keef community. Songs like Doritos Day are out, we just can't find the links. Starting off the last row, this entry is pretty self-explanatory. Some say that 2013 songs like Geekers, Doritos Day, and etc. are actually out but on unlisted links on YouTube and SoundCloud. We just can't find them yet. Dirty D. The creator of this ICEBERG actually made a post regarding this entry, stating Chief Keef and his 2012 Audi Q7. He bought it from a heavy named Dirty D from out west on Quincy and Laramie. The Audi was later allegedly given to rapper and Glow Gang member Blood Money, who was later tragically killed in front of the Audi itself. Stupid Face Sosa Challenge. This entry comes from from the Iceberg creator So ICEBERG themselves, stating that no one will remember this. I had made a post on my Keef meme page back in 2015 using this photo saying, when you're out with your friends but you remember that mom told you to take the chicken out the freezer. Keef reposted it and asked his fans to make similar memes using the hashtag StupidFaceSosa challenge, but he deleted the post later. And for the last entry on this iceberg, the FEB intro refers to a song by King Peno that was pitched down and fooled fans into thinking it was the intro for the 2014 song Thoughtbreaker. And there you have it, the Chief Keef iceberg. It's been a wild ride full of rumors, speculation, mystery, and obscure trivia and knowledge. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all go check out So ICEBERG's other work and social media accounts. That being said, what is your favorite entry on this iceberg? And what's your favorite Chief Keef song or project? I also want to thank my patrons, Blue Person and Jakey. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and if you would like to support the channel further, like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to check out my Patreon if you can. I have exclusive content for it coming very soon. Thank you all, and have a good night.